For all things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and welcome to an exciting unboxing video. If you didn't know, a few months ago it was announced that Shudder, the scary Netflix, I guess, the horror streaming service, was going to be coming out with a Creepshow anthology series, and I couldn't be more excited. The original Creepshow is one of the best horror comedies ever made, and the best horror anthology ever made. Many have tried to capture the magic, but have failed, because Creepshow was just that iconic. Influenced by Stephen King and George A. Romero, it is a combination that will never be topped. Though Shudder is going to be coming out with a 12-part series on their streaming service about Creepshow, debuting 12 different tales of horror, I couldn't be more excited because there are a lot of great minds and actors and so many people behind this show that are going to make it awesome. A star-studded horror cast with familiar names and faces like Tobin Bell or David Arquette, and is being produced by producer of The Walking Dead, Greg Nicotero. This is sure to be a great surprise, and judging from just the trailer alone, I am excited to see what they do with the Creepshow property. This isn't even sponsored, I just am very excited about the show, as you can tell. Well, I have a bit of an unboxing for you guys today. So, if you didn't know, because of the success of the film and its popularity, there was a comic book, a graphic novel based off of Stephen King and George A. Romero's Creepshow that has some great artwork by Bernie Wrightson and Jack Kamen. And inside you can just see the great illustrations and, you know, all of the stories coming to life in a really cool way. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, so please check this out. But because the show and the movie is based off of comic books, EC Comics and stuff, they felt it fitting to make a comic version of the brand new show. And that's what's in this box. One of the exclusive comic books from the Creepshow TV show, signed, yes, signed, by Greg Nicotero, executive producer of The Walking Dead and this new Creepshow show. Couldn't be more excited to unbox this. There are only so many in production. I can't remember if it was like 1,000 or something around those lines. It was being sold at, I think, the San Diego Comic-Con. I didn't attend, obviously, but I was able to get my hands on one through an online sale for a pretty good price. So I'm excited to share what's inside this box with you. This is going to be very painful, Mr. Verrill. Alright, let's get this baby opened up and see the Creepshow comic for the upcoming Shudder show. Sometimes I confuse Shudder and Netflix because they're so interchangeable to me, because they're both streaming services and both have some pretty cool movies on them. But please, I know Shudder's not as well known as Netflix, obviously. Give it a look, because they have some great original and classic stuff on the streaming service. Alright, let's open this up. The flap has been revealed. And as you can see, there's a little package inside here. This is exciting. Here it is, you guys. The Creepshow Shudder exclusive comic book with some amazing artwork from the looks of the photos. And again, that signature that's certainly going to authenticate the piece. Here we go. And here it is. Take a look at that. Wow. In this beautiful packaging. R.I.P. You. How cool. And it's from Heavy Metal Comics. That's super exciting. Alright, so I'm going to be careful, because obviously I'm going to have to look at the book. I'm not going to leave it in the packaging forever. Some people are purists like that, but you got to have fun, especially with Creepshow. It's the most fun you'll ever have being scared. And here we have the ever so amazing CREEPSHOW comic book. A few things to note about the book. It has a very thick covering, not like a typical comic book that you get at a store. It's harder and easier to preserve over time. It says strange, eerie, terrifying, 10 cents, because back in the day, comics weren't as much as they are now. Tales of suspense and horror, again, made by Heavy Metal Comics. On the back, you have all the back issues of CREEPSHOW and the brand new Creep, as you can even see in my poster. When you open up the book, you can see the beautiful artwork that was done. And, of course, that signature from Greg Nicotero. And as you can see, the titles of the stories are there. That sinkhole feeling and Two for the Road, as well as the introduction to the book. As you can see, there's some of the artwork. I'm not going to go through everything. And I assume these are going to be some of the episodes in that Shudder show, so I'm not going to spoil too much for you. But here we go. Here's a little bit more in terms of artwork. Looks absolutely beautiful. And it even has a letter in the back, just like a traditional comic book would have. This is so cool. I'm so glad that they made issues of CREEPSHOW, and even more so, signed by the producer. It's authentic. It's a great prop to have, especially if you're a fan of CREEPSHOW like myself. Couldn't be more amazed to have this in my possession, and I'm glad that I was able to share this with you. Thank you guys so much for watching this unboxing. If you love creepy things and Halloween and horror, don't forget to subscribe to Hauntformer. Remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.